So, the last race of the season's first World Cup.
Yeah, we're going to go up to the start and expecting another fantastic 8th race to bring your way. You can see the lineup there for yourselves. It's Great Britain. They've got that globe against them, signifying they are the reigning world champions. And this time we've got a mix of Philippe's and M-Packers, even though the Germans are painted in green. That is a yellow M-Packer boat, so it's a 50-50 split this time.
Yeah, we'll give you the lane introduction. There are the Romanians, just the youngsters from Romania. The youngest in that boat is 15, Maria Antonayancu, the Cox, 19-year-old oarsman. Nutescu. Well, the Italians, the two Vicino brothers at 3 and 4 in that 8 from the famous family. They've seen their big brother get gold in the final sprint in the Italian men's 4. Will they have a renaissance here? There is Mick Mackey, his parents are out here to watch. Our mate Jan van der Bye in the 3 seats. Chatted to him on the bus yesterday, and a nicer guy you couldn't find. The world champions, Tom Ford in the stroke seat, Rudkin behind him, Digby, Charlie Elwes, the bulk of Charlie Elwes. These are huge men, much bigger than their Dutch rivals. But the British have swapped around their bow 4. Shelter Carnegie up in the bows, Morgan Boulding, the bowman, in the 3 seat, and Jacob Dawson gone to 4. There's the Germans. What can they do? They haven't been on the best of form. Ben Egling, Launch Follett, Roggensack from that silver medal 8 come into the boat. Morris Schomburg, Max John, Torben Johannesson, been chatting to him in our hotel. Johannes Ocek back in the stroke seat. 2 silver medals Hannes Ocek has got in the Olympics, but they've not been in the best of form. And the Austrian boat, marvellous to see them there. They've got a substitute on board, and they've had to put in Alexander Chernikov for Lorenz Lindorfer, but this crew, coached by Rita Hendes, who worked so hard to put this Austrian crew on the start line. Great job, Rita. And we hope that your Olympic dream will still be alive, that you can qualify this 8 for the Olympics at the final qualification regatta.
Well, what a fantastic finale to this first World Cup regatta here in Varese. Centre 2 lanes, Great Britain, who took the gold medal at the World Championships. Netherlands alongside them, who took the silver. Great Britain have got the same lineup as last year, albeit that they've moved the seats around. The Netherlands we're looking at here made some changes, 2 changes to the lineup.
Yeah, they are racers, these Dutch crews. They know they can't compete on straight line speed. If it was a time trial, Greg, they know that Great Britain will probably win. But in a race, one time this season, they believe they can beat the British. This could be it. Maybe it'll be the Olympics, but let's see what unfolds.
Well, you heard that go. The boat's almost surged backwards as the power came down and the athletes kick their legs down, and it goes backwards slightly before it goes forwards. But we saw all 6 8s getting away pretty nicely. Apologies for the jumpy pictures. You can see it's pretty much all the crews in a line right now.
Dutch have got a canvas on the British. They've really gone out with a sense of purpose. And their coach, Diederik Simon, probably wound them up. Austria still there ahead of the Germans. What are the Austrians doing ahead of the Germans? Normally you'd see the German 8 jumping out on the start, but they're not there. Greg, you've got the commentator information system, I know.
Yeah, I've got the commentator information system. It's telling you what I can see there, which is that Great Britain are 2 metres behind the Netherlands, coming out towards the first 500 metres. It's going to be a fast race.
Yeah, Hannes Ocek there. The Germans don't look to have quite that vibrancy. They're not really at the top of their game. They're going to have to keep that pace.
They had that yesterday, though, as well. The Germans were pretty much with the Austrians until 500 to go. Then they charged through in that repechage. But let's see what the Netherlands could do. They're going to try and take it to the British in that new lineup. But Great Britain have now just started to ease slightly ahead. It's going to be about a metre or so. You're going to see the Great Britain bow ball is now in front as we're coming up towards that first 500.
Yeah, there's our drone shot. We're sorry about the interrupted pictures there. Tom Ford, we just saw his sister Emily get a silver medal in the women's 8s, the Leander Club oarsman. Habitually the stroke of the British men's crew.
We could use this as a coaching video. It doesn't look quite so good for the 6th man.
Yeah.
When you look at the blades in there, but of course the British have got this frig rig, or the bucket, But you are seeing in this picture where the riggers on the right of your screen are put together in the 5-seat and the 4-seat, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, what's the reason for that? Is it to make the boat go straighter, or is it to protect someone from injury? I mean, why Steve Trackwell, the coach of the British men's 8, done that? We're sorry about the pictures that you're not getting. They will come back soon. There's the Austrian 8.
Well, and what I can tell you from my graphic is that Great Britain have moved out to a 7-metre lead now over the Netherlands, who are solidly, well, you can see it now, in second place.
Thank you. We've just heard from our producer. It's on monitor that's the problem. Look how smooth Britain look. There's Schulte Carnegie in the bows, and Rory Gibbs up in the 2-seat. Morgan Boulding moved into 3, making that his home. Jacob Dawson, the former Husky, moved into the 4-seat. Mick Makker of the Netherlands. Now, the Dutch know that the British have got that straight and fast line speed, but they've got to make a move back on the British in this third quarter, haven't they, if they're going to sprint for the finish?
Well, let's see if the Dutch have it in them to race better than Great Britain do. At the moment, Great Britain are down at 37 strokes a minute. The Netherlands are already up at 40, where they've been most of the distance. And they're going to be looking to try and make a move in this third 500.
Germany having the best row that they've had. They really have worked through that second quarter of the race. This is going to be a massive third 500 for them. Their heads have been down around the hotel. They haven't showed the speed that they've been putting forward in training, but they are leading the Austrians, which they weren't. They were quite close to them in the repechage race. The Italians, you can see, obviously going for that podium place, but look at Britain. Look at Charlie Elwes in the middle, the monster in the middle. Doesn't he look smooth round the back turn?
Well, he does. And looking there, Schulte Carnegie's been moved up to the bow seat. Really important seat in an 8, I think, to set the boat up, to make it go straight, make it feel balanced for everyone else in front of you. You want someone who's wily and experienced in that seat for me. And I hope he's doing a good job in there to help the rest of the crew. As we take a look at those Italians, of course, they haven't qualified for the Paris Games. They're going to have to go to their final qualifier, which is going to be a massive shootout, presumably with Canada being there. Who else is going to be there?
The Germans look pretty cool, calm and collected, but have they got a sprint? I'm not sure they have. You know, we're talking about the ergos, you know, the power they can put out. Not many men in this German 8 under 550, but they're heading the Italians at the moment by 3 metres. I'll tell you what, there will be some rejoicing, if not publicly, but privately within the German team, if they get a bronze medal here. That will be a fantastic job for their coach, Sabine Schager.
Well, this race is starting to open up more than I thought it might. Great Britain are trying to get clear water over the Netherlands, and there's really quite a big gap between the Netherlands and the Germans and the Italians. The Italians, you can see it on the rates there. Wow, they're already up at 41, but how about the Netherlands at 44? They told us they know how to race. They're trying to race, and they're trying to race past the British 8.
Germany at 40, Italians at 42. The sprints come out the back pocket from the Italians early on. Caroline Flying from the Netherlands, the winner of the Dutch single sculls, looking on, as is Simon van Dorp. Everyone's here looking at the final of the men's 8s as Great Britain lead the field home. The Dutch are charging, though. Great race from the Dutch 8. They can race. They are coming right back on the British. You've got to be a bit closer to them to win the gold medal. It is going to be Great Britain in the first World Cup. They will take the blue ribbon event, the men's 8s, and we come through to the finish. The British do take the gold medal, but not by that clear water. The Netherlands take silver and a fantastic bronze. Great to see Germany back on the podium. They head the Italians. Romania get 5th. The Austrians come in 6th place. Britain will be delighted with that win. They knew the Dutch would come at them, but they really put the foot down in the second quarter.
Well, so interesting for all these countries who will have trained all winter, thought about their lineups, thought about what they could do, and then we see it actually being tested on the water. Great Britain getting up there to nearly clear water, but the Dutch wouldn't let them get away. The Dutch pressed the accelerator, came up to 44 strokes a minute for the last 250 and closed that gap. Germany, as you say, there might be some quiet celebrations that they're ahead of Italy, but I think they're still a way off where they need to be with such a big clear water gap to the silver medalists in the Netherlands.
Yeah, Jonas Wiesen, the 27-year-old German cox there in shot. There we see the Dutch men off the start. Ralph Rinks up in the bows. Mick Makker back in the stroke seats. The female coxswain Dirk Vetter from the Neerhouse Club. Harry Brightmore sat in front of Tom Ford. The British 8, they did look remarkably effective through the middle 1,000 of that race.
Yeah, they weren't the quickest off, were they? I mean, I think if you're the rest of the world, it's slightly ominous that Britain didn't have a great start and they didn't have a great finish.
Yeah.
But they still won by 3/4 of a length. Certainly looking like they've got a lot of things right in their winter. Interesting, the rigging of the boat. Something we might speak about a little more later, having the two riggers together on one side of the boat. Speaking to Phelan Hill, the cox of the gold medal 8 back in Rio, he said, you know, we didn't do that often in an 8, and it tends to be the sort of thing you do when things aren't going well, rather than the sort of thing you do when things are going well.
I think he had, did he have Pete Reed? And
well, we did it in 2012 when we had an injury in the boat and we needed to put the two riggers together at one point. But again, it's kind of unusual thing to do in terms of setting up an 8.
Handshakes all round from Harry Brightmore to Tom Ford. I think that will be, certainly that'll be the first medal for Hanna Socek, who's back in the German team, the German stroke man. And confirmation that they did grab the bronze medal. Great Britain, well, nearly a length, wasn't it? 2.16 seconds. They'll take that all day long. Ahead of the Netherlands, Germany in 3rd place, Italy 1,